along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always going to love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life. Don't forget to
Shalom. Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, fear, glory, honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to true men of the Lord, true disciples, true apostles, teachers of and defenders of Yahushai and the gospel. Shalom to the 144,000 men and the believers, men, women, and children, and take heed and believe that the dead in Yahushai shall rise first. Low wind is edifying. I got some precepts here. Let me start with 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 35. It reads, let's see, 16 verse 35. Let me see. Okay. All right, 2nd Ezra 16 verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spoke. Behold, plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Right? So, see, we're living in a time that a majority of people in this world, they have the plague of the mind. You know, they worship false gods, which the Lord warned us about. But they, sometimes without them even knowing, they worship these false gods. You see, when you have respected persons, when you are greedy and you're greedy for money, or you're a boaster, you know, these are false, vain things that you're worshiping. Verse says 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Right? And we see all the plagues that are arising from the plague of the mind, from, you know, the pestilence, you know, the earth being destroyed as we speak. You know, we got fire, tornadoes, earthquakes, and rumors of war. See, the Lord, he's making all the plagues become speedy. You know, they're hasting to do what the Lord has commanded it to be done, which is purify this place by destroying it and cleaning it. This is verse 38. as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. See? So the Lord is not slacking one moment. He's performing, and he's right on schedule, and he's hasting, he's making things quick, he's coming speedily for the elect's sake. Verse 39 says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. Verse 40, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth, right? So we're pilgrims upon the earth because we're not resting in this place. We're not resting where the evil is. We're gonna keep pushing and keep moving. Verse 41, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he hath not profit, he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that should not dwell therein, he that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that should get no children, and they that marry not as the widow are widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits, and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity the famine shall they this like it. For in captivity the famine shall they get children, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face when he cometh that shall defend him that diligently searches out every sin upon earth. And therefore be ye not like thereunto, nor to the works thereof. For yet a little, and iniquity shall be taken away from the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. Right? And see, the Lord, he hates the wicked, and that's why we hate the wicked. You know, just like the wicked, they hate us because we're righteous, and we're standing with Yahushai, and they're using their sorceries and witchcraft and all they have to deceive us to think that we're not with Yahushai, and make us question ourselves and question our Yahushai, but we're not questioning anything. You know, the Lord let us know everything. You know, He gives us that knowledge, and we keep hold of it. You see, that's where the fight is. We make sure that we continue holding on this truth, on the Lord's mercy. You know, on the covenant, on the agreement. This is verse 53. Let not the sinner say that he hath not sinned, for Yahweh Shemashai shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which saith before the Lord power in his glory, I have not sinned. Right? And that's what these false prophets are doing to this day. They're saying they're not sinners, they're perfect. Well, no man is good. So by you saying that you're perfect and not a sinner, well, you're actually a demon and you're a liar. You see? And we are sinners, but the difference is that we fight against the flesh. We fight and we are not sinning willfully. You see? We're sinners because this fucking world is defiled. You see? Like from the garments that we wear, the defiled food we eat, you know, and so on. It makes us bound to sin, but we're fighting back by saying no to the things that we can actually control. You see, like we're not eating pork, not defiling ourselves with poison and vaccinations and shit. Not being scared of saying Esau and vaccine. Not giving a fuck about our channels being brought down. You see, because we only focus on keeping the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. We're not focused on keeping anything else because we don't need anything else. All we need is Yahweh Shai. This is verse 53. Let not sinner say that he hath not sinned, for Yahweh Shai shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which saith before the Lord of power and his glory, I have not sinned. Behold, the Lord knoweth all works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts, which spoke but the word, let the earth be made, and it was made. Let the heaven be made, and it was created. In his word were the stars made, and he knoweth the number of them. You see that? Now it's spiritual, yeah, because we got stars that we see in the sky. You know, the Lord knows the number of that, but also the stars, you know, is his elect, and he knows his elect. He knows the 144,000 men. It says again, in his word were the stars made, and he knoweth the number of them. He searcheth the deep and the treasures thereof. He hath measured the sea and what it containeth. He hath shut the sea in the midst of the waters, and with his word hath he hanged the earth upon the waters. Let me jump to verse 62. Yet in the spirit of the Almighty, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth, surely he knoweth your inventions, and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be shamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. And we jump to verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear ye, my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Shemashai is your guide. See, so we're not doubting. We are in the covenant of Yahweh Shai, the second covenant, which is a better covenant. You know, we are in the spiritual in the spiritual covenant, in the spiritual temple. We're growing the temple of Yahweh Shai, and we're fighting back death. You see, we understand that we're sinners. We understand that this flesh is weak and is bound to sin, but our spirit is being increased while we decrease in the spirit. I mean, but while we decrease in the flesh, because the thing is, when you focus on decreasing in the flesh, that means that you're decreasing in sin. But these false prophets, they and these wicked men of the world, they only focus in the flesh and what they have in their merchandise, and their riches, and the rest here. That's why they're growing in sin. Let's see. Yeah, right. This is beautiful right here. Verse 77. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over the bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed, and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. You see? So, hey, these men that are bound with sin, the Lord, he's burying them up because they're blocking the way, and they added sin unto sin, and they made themselves so wicked, right? So that they can block the way, and that we won't be able to go through. But the Lord, he's doing a marvelous work, and he's burning them up, allowing us to go through. Okay. Okay, let me get Isaiah. Let me get this Isaiah 49 46. Let me see. Okay, let me read this first. Isaiah 45 and 22. Look unto me and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am power and there is none else. Hey, so the Lord, he's speaking to his elect that are scattered abroad in the four corners of the earth. And what is he saying? He's saying, look unto me. He's not saying look unto the high priest and look unto man. No, look unto him, because he is the path. Isaiah 46 and verse 3. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb, right? And that's those men that are reborn again. You see, because the false prophets, the scribes and Pharisees, they didn't understand the spirit. They were asking super questions like, how can they were asking how they can be born again? How can they go back in the mother's womb? But that's the same thing. See, when the Lord spoke about being reborn again, it's being reborn in a different way, not the same way that you was born the first time. You see, these guys, they're seeking how to be reborn again, and they want to be reborn again in the flesh again. They don't understand Yahushua. They don't know Yahushua. The purpose of being reborn again is that you can actually decrease in the flesh and increase in the spirit. That's the whole point of being reborn again. So you can actually follow Yahushua and have the spiritual gift to follow him. This is again says and all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb, and even to your old age I am he, and even to hoar hairs, hairs will I carry you. I have made and I will bear, even I will carry and will deliver you. You see, so the Lord, he's nurturing us like newborn babes. The Lord, he's nurturing us with the sincere milk. That's the spiritual milk. That's the spiritual nutrients, so that you can actually grow powerful, more powerful than the carnal men. Isaiah 47 and verse 8 says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. Right? Those are the boasters. It says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Right? Because like the sorcerers they think that by them saying something, being repetitive and saying something with their mouth, that they can actually make it into reality. No. See, only Yahweh Shai can do that. And by Yahweh Shai putting his word into his prophets, into his elect, the Lord is giving permission to do the same to the elect. The elect are being able to um, speak the words of Yahweh Shai and manifest it. But it's not our own words, it's the words of Yahweh Shai. But the thing is about these scribes and sorcerers, these men that say they're great, and they keep saying they're great because they think that by saying these things that they can be like Yahweh Shai and make things manifest with their own words, with their own doctrine. It's not possible. You see, they're fooling themselves because their words don't hold power. Their words don't hold weight. That's why the true prophets, we don't use our own words. We don't use or make our own doctrines. We got what we need, which is the word of Yahweh Shai. It's the only word that has power. Says verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and a widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. You see that? Great abundance of their enchantments. That's what their skills are in. Trying to control the mind of the sheep and enchant them. Verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. Right. So they think that they're the most high, just like Satan. You see, Satan, is trying to be like the most high. Same thing with these false prophets, because they're like their father Satan. They broke the bondage. They broke on the covenant, and they stopped being prisoners of Yahweh Shai, and now they're prisoners of Satan. This is verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Right? See, hey, the Lord lets us know all things, but at the same time, these false wicked men, they don't know anything, and they certainly don't know the day and how the Lord is gonna destroy them. It's gonna be as like a surprise to them, because they think the Lord don't see them. They think they're good. They think they're gonna be able to actually succeed in their wickedness. But hey, the Lord made them blind. It says verse 12, stand now with thy enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So see, these men, these elderly men that are not of the Lord, since their youth, they've have that evil seed. That they didn't really grow sincerely. They didn't really do the work sincerely for Yahweh Shai, because they love Yahweh Shai. They don't love the sheep. They don't feed the sheep appropriately according to Yahweh Shai. They feed the sheep according to their own plans, so that they can receive their honors. You see, when Yahweh Shai, when he was here, he didn't receive double honors. You see, he was focused on the mission. He was focused on doing what the Lord, what the Heavenly Father told him to do. And whoever followed was of him. Whoever followed was of his, was a true disciple. He wasn't begging men to follow them. He wasn't telling them, oh, you got to give thou honors to me. No, the Lord wasn't about that. The Lord was about action. Verse 12, it says, stand now with thy enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, when thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be a stubble. The fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. This shall they be unto thee whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Right. So just like a parable of the five foolish virgins and the five wise virgins. See, we know the five wise virgins, they did their due diligence, seek the Lord early. They kept the oil, and they made sure that they had what they needed and what was required of them. You see, and they got that early. Now, the five foolish virgins, which are you wicked demons, the five foolish virgins, they were too busy focused on other things. They were focused on their flesh. Going to sleep, mocking. You know, hey, at the end, the five wise virgins had their last laugh. You see, they mocked back at the last time, where when they told the five foolish virgins to go ahead and find sell and buy, and to buy for yourselves. Buy oil for yourselves. Save yourselves with buying and selling. Save yourself with what you've been doing since your youth, which is deceiving and sorcering and enchantments. Use that to save yourself. And they're not going to be able to save themselves. And the reason why we're going to say that in that day is because we're mocking at them. You see, you use your double honors, use your tithes, use your great camps, you use your respective persons. Use that to save yourself, which is not going to be possible, because they themselves will know that day that they are fucking foolish and wasted their time. You see? Let me read some precepts here and I'll close it out. Shalom, brothers. Shalom. Okay. Let me read Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Right. And you see, that's what makes it a war. That's what makes it a fight. Because we're not seeing eye to eye with the wicked. We're actually fighting against them. And they might tell us to shut up. They might tell us that we're going off. They might say that we're demons, But that's just how they cover themselves. That's how they hide. And they actually think they're succeeding in that, which is pretty funny. Hey, the Lord is laughing at you guys, man, because you guys think that you stand a chance against Yahweh Shai and his elect and his vengeance. You see? Just look at the times that we're living in, man. This is just a shadow of the wrath of Yahweh Shai. All these terrible things that's going on in the world, that's just the shadow of Yahweh Shai. This is let me see, Khan. Yup, this is Yahweh Shai. Be like the surprise, right? Hey, Yahweh Shai does have a surprise, and the surprise for the wicked is gonna be way worse than his shadow. It's gonna be way worse than a volcano killing thousands of people. It's gonna be way worse than earthquakes swallowing up men in the earth. It's gonna be way worse than these things. You see, it's gonna be a torment. It's gonna be a long torment. It's gonna be a painful, slow death for these wicked men that have been blocking the way for the sheep to go in salvation. You see, but the Lord, He's chosen His remnant, and He's chosen the true believers, and you true brothers, everything's gonna be okay, man. Just continue enduring, continue fighting, and like the the starting clip in the Rocky, movie, it's not about how hard you can hit. You see, because yeah, these sorcerers, they have good witchcraft, and they they can deceive many, but it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and continue and push through. Because Yahweh Shai, he he was hit many times, but he continued standing and continued pushing, and he finished the course. He finished the good fight. So let me get that as the last precept, and I'll close it. Let's see. Okay, this is 2 Timothy 4 and verse 7. It says, "I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." Right, and that's the thing, keeping the faith. That's what these sorcerers are trying to take away from you, the faith that you have, because it's power. It's what makes you wake up and think about Yahweh Shai and think of what Yahweh Shai was saying, not what Esau is fucking saying, not what men is saying. You see, true faith is about you carrying what Yahweh Shai is telling you and what he said. Verse 8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which is the Lord, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. See? So, hey, we love the Lord's appearing. We love the Lord performance and his shadow. All these terrible things that's happening to the world is beautiful things for us. And with that, stay strong, brothers. And let's give all praises, fear, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Abababal. And pray for a few days, brothers. Shalom.